Some of us are bougie, and that's okay. Some of us married somebody who is bougie, and some of us want to have a bougie experience, but want to do it at as low a cost as possible. And that's where I think this fifth wheel RV lies. It is a great option if you're looking for a more quality built product, but well under $100,000, and gives you pretty much all the space you could ask for a couple or a small starting family. So let's go take a look. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Miles with Firmly Unbound, and we are here at Blue Compass RV today taking a look at this 2025 Alliance Avenue 33 RKS. You'll be able to see the floor plan layout and the specs on the screen. This is a mid-size fifth wheel RV from Alliance Avenue. It is going to be right at about, you can see the specs, but I'm going to go to the sticker here on the side. It's 10,634 pounds, fully loaded, 13,995 pounds with a 3,304 pound cargo carrying capacity. It's a mid-size fifth wheel RV, so that's going to make this much more modest, in terms of size and overall price. The next step up, if you are even more bougie than what this is, would be something like an Alliance Paradigm, where you're gonna then get a full profile front cap, a drop frame underneath here with larger storage bays, frameless windows, or sorry, not frameless windows on this one, but slide toppers on top of the slide outs, and just a overall just more premium experience with that fifth wheel RV. Drop down to the Alliance Avenue and you go to a mid-size fifth wheel RV, so you start to have the slant down into this front cap here, giving you a little bit more of a condensed space up here. You also get the slant down going towards the back wall, and then overall it's just a little bit smaller fifth wheel RV where it doesn't have the drop frame underneath here, so a little bit smaller storage bay areas. This one just has 4-point electric auto leveling, whereas like your Paradigm will have a 6-point hydraulic auto leveling. But with that being said, there is great quality packed into this Alliance Avenue 33 RKS. First of all, it's a 100-inch wide body construction, so most of your mid-size fifth wheel RVs are only 96 inches wide. This is 101 inches wide, and that difference is definitely felt on the inside. Outdoor cooktop, outdoor entertainment space, we'll get back to that when we come back outside. It does come with a full-time RVing warranty, which not all mid-size fifth wheel RVs will have. And again, it's the 333 RKS. You have this MORryde safety rail as you step inside, so nice big safety rail there, and then a 4-step solid step entering into the fifth wheel. Does not have a lipper shade installed here, so that would be something that would be nice to add on. I feel like most people will find themselves wanting to do that. And right when you walk in, this is one of those floor plans where you are not met with a wall of any kind entering into the entry door. And can we just appreciate all the natural light coming into this space? I mean, this is just pretty remarkable how airy it feels in here and how much natural light is coming into this environment. Now, your big windows are on your non-campsite. So if you think about being out at your campsite is going to be on this side where your entry door is. So you don't have big window coverage on this side. However, that is going to be because they worked in all of the outside entertainment stuff in this floor plan, which kind of eliminates the ability to have windows along this wall. That being said, you still have unbelievable window coverage inside of this fifth wheel RV. This window by the dining table is absolutely massive, and that is letting in a ton of natural light into the space, which I actually am a big fan of. I know the critique to this is that it's going to be a little bit harder to climate control inside of here, but I will say inside of my Alliance Delta travel trailer, I definitely find myself wishing that I had a little bit more window coverage and more natural light coming in, and this here is certainly that. Starting back in this back corner, you have solid surface countertops for your countertop material, so better material there. This is going to be like a ceramic style material. And then coming through the kitchen, look at all the countertop space you have through here. A little bit larger than standard oven there, but not the biggest oven ever. Because it's a little bit smaller, it gives you the pots and pan drawer down underneath here. You have birch wood for the interior drawer construction with staples to hold those in place. So that is a solid wood cabinet door, not just a plywood cabinet door. And as we come back around this way, you can see the same thing here with that drawer construction. And then all of your drawers also have this reinforced area underneath here that's going to make it so this base doesn't sag and gives it a lot more strength as you're going up and down the road. That's important because things may bounce in this space. If you have a little bit more weight loaded in there, the bottom of that could potentially break free on some of the less well constructed models that are out there in the market, and that is going to prevent that from happening. Big storage space down underneath here that's accessible from both sides of this little, you know, L shape of the kitchen counter area. And then as we go through all this storage in here, you can see a little short drawer here. Sometimes this is why I open all the drawers and cabinets, because I never know exactly how far back they may go. So you can get a good idea, if you're really a prospective buyer on this, kind of the amount of overall storage space you're going to be working with. Individual shutoff valves on the water lines in every critical area in this fifth wheel RV. That's another really important feature that makes this a little bit more premium than some of the other stuff out there. Most other brands that this will compete with are not going to have those individual shutoff valves. Stainless steel sink here, off-center drain, and then you do have the retractable faucet head. Nice big window along the back side of your campsite here, so if you're just doing dishes or something like that, that's going to be a nice area where you can just appreciate the environment that you're in. Storage space here around the microwave. We have a 30-inch residential microwave here. Does not have an air fryer or convection oven combo to that. Then storage space are there. Soft close cabinet doors on all of these. These are solid wood cabinet doors, so they're not like a wrapped material. They're actually a stained solid wood. And then storage space are here. That is really, really thin access. Wow. It's going to be tough to reach your arm back into there. You're going to have to do some kind of snaking your arm back through that space if you get anything back far in the corner there. So a little interesting on that storage. It almost feels like it would have made more sense to just have it open into this area. Kind of interesting concept there. And then that's pretty much all your storage here in the kitchen space. You have your 12-volt refrigerator. So it's going to be a good size refrigerator and freezer there for you to work with, especially if you're doing like longer travel and things like that. This, I would think, can hold enough stuff to certainly hold up to probably about 2 weeks worth of food. And then we can see the price right here. It is currently at $79,995, and that is going to be the sales price marked down from the MSRP here. MSRP prices are kind of irrelevant. I don't ever really look at those numbers, so your sale price is $79,995 on this fifth wheel RV. And if you're looking for your next RV, there's a link down below in the comments and description where Blue Compass has over 100 different dealerships across 33 different states. So there's dealerships all across the nation to help you find an RV close to home for you. So that link is down below in the comments. It's the pinned comment on this video and also in the description of this video if you're looking to find your next RV. And we're excited and eager to help you out with that process. Turn back around this way, you have LED lights up in the crown molding, just a nice accent lighting there. You have a legless dining table here, so very easy getting in and out of there. You don't have to worry about hitting your feet or legs on anything. The booth area here, it does have these nice metal latches to hold that booth backrest in place, so much better than Velcro. And then this little bench area is fully removable, so you can take this out. You could use it as an ottoman in this floor space or use it as a bench in this area, but you can see how that is freestanding and has storage space down underneath it, outlet down there, and then both of your dining chairs will have a little bit of extra storage underneath them. So nice table layout. If you wanted to remove this table and do something different in that area as well, very easy, as it's just screwed into the sidewall there, so you could easily remove that if you would like. All of your windows have these little pull straps on them to help you find where that pull down shade is, and then you can see the shade is color matched to match the rest of the interior here in this space. Another note is your light switches here have dimmer switches on them, so you can dim the lights in the slide out. This is just the individual light over the dining table. You'll have the same thing with the lights over the recliner seats, and same thing with your ceiling lights as well. As we look in the ceiling real quick, let's talk about the fact that over the kitchen you have this big Max Air vent fan. You also have a vent fan in the microwave venting out smells from the 3-burner stove. And then we have the Furrion Chill Cube air conditioner. So this looks like this is that 18,000 BTU AC with the articulating opening here. Now you can set that to stay fixed, but right now I have it articulating, and I really like how efficient this thing is. It's not a ducted air conditioner here in this space, so it is just blowing air in a sweeping motion back and forth through this fifth wheel RV, and it has gotten very cool in here very quickly. I've only had the AC on for maybe about 15 minutes. It's about an 80 to 85 degree day here in Dallas, and it is definitely keeping me from sweating inside of this fifth wheel. I have not sweat since I stepped in here, so that is very nice, very efficient, and I love that I can feel the air actually blowing on me, which helps me feel even cooler. With your recliner seats right here, both seats are going to recline and they will lay flat. It's part of the Kensington collection from the Lippert Furniture collection. So you can see there, it's basically like a pleather material, and then those do lay flat. If you want to lounge out and take a nap, you're able to do that. You get the ability to cuddle up in this space because they have the flip down armrest. So you can get that division, outlets, USB ports when you want it, or your cup holders. And then when you don't want it, you want to cuddle up, be able to just lounge out, whatever you want to do, you have the ability to do that as well. Have your sofa here. This will pull out and make into a bed as well. Obviously, it's not going to be a super large bed or anything of that nature, but definitely can sleep two grown adults that are, you know, willing, if they're willing to sleep close together. That is something that it can do, or it can easily sleep one grown adult as well. They just may have to lay diagonal on it if they're over like 6 feet tall to not have their feet hang off the end. And it's a trifold sofa, so you just lift this up here, and those portions of the bed will come out, as well as the backrest flipping down to make that into a bed. Now from your recliners, you get a perfect straight on view of your TV. That's a 50-inch Sansui TV, same TV that is inside of my travel trailer. Mine is just smaller. It's been a great TV. It has like Google TV set up on it, so you have all your smart TV capabilities and it works just fine. You have a Klipsch, which I think is how that's pronounced, audio system in here. So more premium audio system there with that big speaker in the ceiling. And then a thing I like about this floor plan as well is just all the floor space that you get. When I think about like the idea of having a family in the future and trying to think about how I'm going to go about travel once I have kids, as if you haven't seen, Megan and I, we got engaged here recently, and as of me filming this video, we will be getting married within I think less than 10 days. As of me filming this video. So it's possible by the time you film this, I might be at my wedding. We really expedited that experience because I want her to travel around with me during the summer because she's a teacher. She has a couple months off in the summer, and I want to travel the country filming RVs for you guys and have a bunch of stuff going on. And I wanted her to be able to come with me and us not feel any kind of weird ways about it, because we definitely have been pretty strict with ourselves in terms of how we've gone about dating to make sure that we approach that in ways that we feel honor the choices of like purity that we wanted to make. So that is something that was really important to us. So we are getting married and we definitely want to have kids. And I look at a floor plan like this, and a lot of times I'm just not impressed with bunkhouse layouts or RV floor plans that have bunk beds. And I like this floor plan because I think of having young kids. I mean, any kids under the age of like 3 or 4, for a long time, it'll work having this floor space where you can utilize this to put a playpen or to put some sort of like, you know, sleeping arrangement for a baby in this area. Plus you have the sofa here. You can even take this sofa out if you wanted to put something like a crib in this space or whatever it may be. I mean, there's so much flexibility how you can use such an open floor space like this. So I even see this as something that a young family could use, or just a family with young children, for that period of time where your kids don't really need like a full designated bunk bed. And that's something I definitely look at this floor plan and feel a lot of draw towards for that aspect as well. But I'm curious your thoughts, if you see that possibility in this floor plan, or kind of how you would see, you know, yourself using an RV like this, or if this is just a no-go for you as far as this floor plan layout. Nice hidden storage there. You got storage behind the TV, your sound controls here. You do have a Bluetooth connection to that speaker as well that you can hook your phone up to. Absolutely huge storage up through here. The only thing is there's no like areas to run wiring down from here to any TV components, so that would all be stuff that you'd store back in this space. Although plenty of room back there even for like gaming consoles and things of that nature. Fireplace here, going to be a great electric heat source for you. Has independent control of the rock color and the flame color, and you can see you can also put it on that kind of filtering colors setting. Asdel sidewalls on this fifth wheel RV. It also has a composite flooring as well. I figured that out when I kind of tore apart my Delta travel trailer a little bit to show some water things that I was dealing with in my travel trailer. If you want to see more about that, I have my RVs or junk segment on this channel. There's a whole playlist of it on my channel, and I show you everything that I do to take care of my RV and also any problems that occur with my RV. So you can check that out and you can see where I kind of dug into my travel trailer a little bit. That's also an Alliance product. And when I was down underneath there, I thought, oh, it does actually have a composite flooring as well, which that's all nice because the composite materials are not susceptible to water damage. So they really help with not ever absorbing water. They're also a little bit more lightweight and a little bit more rigid and just strong and have a better integrity to them. Manual switches for all the controls on this fifth wheel RV. You also have 12-volt heat pads on your water tank. So that is going to be an electric heat source for you on your water tanks. Most practical for when you're traveling down the road, have water in your tanks and you don't have the furnace on, because when you do have the furnace on, that will heat your underbelly. That will keep your water tanks and water lines from freezing as well. As you can see, no floor vents here in this fifth wheel RV. They run underneath the cabinetry, and then dimmer switches here on the lights. Another vent right there that opens up. No fan on this one though. Could put a third AC there if you did want a third air conditioner. I don't know that that would be necessary potentially, but you can put it there if you're ever feeling the need for it. Right here you have a 12-volt camera prep. So basically with this, if you added a backup camera, you have an individual power control to the camera. So that allows you to have the monitor here inside of your fifth wheel RV while you're out at your campsite, and you can use your backup camera as essentially like a security camera. Whereas with some other fifth wheel RVs and other RVs out there, sometimes it's tied into the lighting, which means that it's only going to work when you're hooked up to the vehicle and not in other circumstances. Little shoe cubby underneath there, grab handle going up into the bathroom and bedroom area, and then as we go into the bathroom, has a pretty traditional looking fifth wheel RV bathroom, but I am impressed to see for a mid-size fifth wheel RV, it has a molded fiberglass one-piece shower, so no seams in that shower anywhere. Ceiling height is also great walking into here. I'm right at about 6'1" today with the shoes that I have on. There's not much of a elevation in my height with the shoes I have on today, but you can see right here, if you're 6'2" or taller, you're gonna definitely need to duck to get underneath this door. And even me, like, I feel the need to duck because my hat is kind of brushing up against that. So not terrible, but not fantastic. Then as we go into the shower, this is pretty dang good. I'm not too unhappy with this because the skylight is really big. Height in the skylight is probably good for about 6'4", maybe 6'5". Shower head sits pretty high, basically as high as they could get it. So I would still have to duck a little bit to get underneath that, but it's not terrible. So that's kind of what we're looking at with the heights here inside of this upper deck portion. Hooks right here to hang towels. They are not against shower karaoke at Alliance, so you get a speaker in here so you can do all the shower karaoke that you would like. Tankless on-demand water heater controls there. It's the Suburban tankless water heater. And then you have all your storage back through this space. Nice kind of angled off construction there so it doesn't take up as much space. Porcelain foot flush toilet, plastic toilet seat. You have a stainless steel sink here in the bathroom. Decent countertop space. Here we have liquefied. This is a black tank treatment for your RV that will keep your black tank not only smelling fresh, but make sure that everything is breaking down properly so it drains out easily and just keeping your black tank healthy over the lifespan of owning your RV. You can find that on Amazon. And then down underneath here, a little bit more storage, and you have your individual cutoff valves for the water lines. Pretty much everything in this space. Going back into the bedroom. Really nice looking bedroom area. East to west facing king size bed here in the bedroom. Outlets and USB ports on the side of the bed. USB ports are going to be a type A and a type C connection. Have a few windows around that area with pull down blackout shades. Ceiling height starts to slant down a little bit towards that closet area. Second AC here in the bedroom. Then you have your spot for a TV on the wall there. That looks like it'll fit about a 32-inch screen TV. AC controls here, dimmer switch for the lights here in the bedroom as well. Little hidden storage space. 4 drawers that open up. A little shallow on the drawer depth, but good spot there for storage nonetheless. Little shoe storage space there. And then we have storage underneath the bed, of course. Couple bar stools for the kitchen area, so you can sit down and hang out at that kitchen. You have a bench here so you can sit down putting on your socks and shoes in the morning, things like that. And you have some storage space underneath there. And then finally, a really nice closet design as we step forward into this area. You can do a washer on one side, a dryer on the other. These shelves will just get removed if you do install those appliances in here. You have nice shelving through here. Love the look of just the wood in here and how they didn't do like a bland color. This wood definitely really pops and just gives it a really clean, nice look in this area. Nice shelf up above here you can store some things in. And then again, USB ports and outlets on the side of the bed. Finally, close this up and you can see you'll have basically like a full body mirror here almost. At least kind of cuts your head off if you're staring at it, but you do have that mirror there nonetheless. Sliding door for your privacy here in the bedroom area, and then that is pretty much everything on the inside. So curious what you think. Let me know down below in the comments, but gosh, just what a great floor plan layout in here. I also like the color scheme. It's modern, it's light, but it's not like the contrast with like the wood tones and the gray cabinets I think really works well. So you let me know what you think though down below in the comments. So step outside, let's show you some of the entertainment stuff that's going on out here. It does not have a shade installed in the window, so you might want to get that additionally if that's something that's important to you, which for most people it usually is. You have your storage space out here, individual outside switches for your awnings and slide outs. Very convenient and handy to have those. I can't tell you how much I use those on my travel trailer. It's literally almost every time because it's just so much easier than going inside in most instances. Again, shut-off valves on water lines. Aluminum framing in this fifth wheel RV with welds on both sides of all of your frame connections. You have the LED light strip in here with a motion activated sensor. And then as we go down this way, you have pretty much all of the outside entertainment you could ask for. Unfortunately, I can't open this door all the way. Has slam latches on it. It's also going to act as shade for this area when it's fully open. And you have a 32-inch screen TV outside. Big storage back behind the TV. And then you have storage all along the sides as well. A little bit of countertop space here with outlets. You can plug things in and a little mini refrigerator. So you can hang out outside and watch TV while you're hanging around the fire, have a game on or whatever it may be, keep up with what's going on around the world. All kinds of different ways that TV can be used in that entertainment space. So that's just a really nice, handy thing to have that so few couples style fifth wheel RV floor plans have, and just very few RVs in general in the mid-size fifth wheel RV segment. Very, very few coming with an outdoor TV. So that is very nice. You also get this huge Greystone griddle cooktop, so that is a massive cooking surface here. You can easily whip up a breakfast for 4 on that thing. So great space with that. And then you have a 400-watt solar panel on the roof. Another incredible aspect to this fifth wheel RV. So one single 400-watt panel. You're going to have the ladder to get up onto the roof, so it comes installed with that. There is a little grab handle up there as well. And then as we come along the back side, I do got to mention there are seals up on the roof. Those seals up on the roof, it is our job as RV owners, if we care about our investment and if we do not want a roof leak to occur, that we get up and we check those seals on the roof often. I did it on my travel trailer. I found a little hole in one of my seals and I patched it up, and I haven't had a roof leak, but it's very possible if I didn't catch that, I probably would have had a roof leak, and I prevented it by just being responsible, getting up there, checking that, and doing that often. Same thing with the seals around the windows too. That's another area that you always want to be checking. And I recommend check them as often as you can. I check my roof every time I take my RV out. There's just no reason not to, in my opinion, because I just don't want to have a roof leak. And those seals and seams definitely can crack and peel and things like that over time. Spray port here along the back side of the RV. There's multiple spray ports around this fifth wheel that all have hot and cold water. That's another aspect of this fifth wheel that's a little different, where most fifth wheel RVs just have cold water to the outside spray ports. 3,000-pound hitch along the back so you can put accessories back here. Rack and pinion style through frame slide out for your slide here. That's your gray tank dump valve for the kitchen sink in the bathroom. And as we come along this way, tankless water heater there. You have your dump valves here for the black and gray tanks in the bathroom. Goodyear Endurance tires, MORryde CRE 3000 suspension system. And then it does have this improved running gear here as well. So essentially this piece right here that is added on, this frame piece, is something that not all fifth wheel RVs do. And that's just gonna add more rigidness and strength to that area. You can see that piece actually comes all the way up to here. So that is something that is really going to help whenever you're turning or just moving around in this fifth wheel RV. Make sure that things don't snap or break in this area, which can occur when they don't add in that extra strength sometimes. I've definitely heard of it happening. So that's a good added measure of protection on your running gear here. Goodyear Endurance tire, that's a 235/80 R16 tire. Love that you don't have to duck underneath anything to get to your water connections here, and they are inside of the storage area. You can run your water lines down through this hole right here so that you can keep those doors closed. It's using the Nautilus water management system here, so it has all of your different configurations here on the Legend for that water hookup. Same thing, slide out controls here for both slide outs, cable driven slide on the smaller slide outs, and those individual switches will control both the slides on this side of the fifth wheel. Behind this panel, you have access to all your water lines, your ducting here for your furnace as well. So you can see that back there, and you can even see the ducting on the furnace. They're using a more solid strength hose connection there. It's not just that reflective material. It has kind of like almost like a duct tape material on there for added strength on that. But that's going to give you access into those components very easily for any troubleshooting that you may need to do or things like that. Coming along this way, two 30-pound propane bottles, one behind this door and one on the other side, electric auto leveling system. And then finally down underneath here, spot for your battery, 30 amp solar charge controller, and battery disconnect switches there, solar disconnect switch as well. And then that is pretty much everything. Kurt Road Effects pin box is going to have rubber bushings here, absorb shock as you go up and down the road, go over bumps, brake, accelerate, and you have this sealed off area underneath there as well, so giving it a nice finished look where some other brands don't do that. And then that is everything, y'all. This is the 2025 Alliance Avenue 33 RKS. Curious your thoughts, and of course, if you're looking for your next RV, there's a link down below in the pinned comments and the description to help you find a dealership close to you. That's all I got for y'all. Until next time, live firmly unbound.